YouTube? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today, after that crazy Wizards loss, I thought it was only right today that we do a trading Bradley Beal Washington Wizards rebuild. Before we get into today's video though, guys, if you could simply leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already to this YouTube channel, always greatly appreciate it and helps support the channel. Thank you so much for that. The Washington Wizards had a terrible blown lead to the Los Angeles Clippers last night, and I was watching Kenny's video and he was kind of talking about how on the Twitter Spaces, I guess you can say, is what they're called, where you can kind of discuss stuff. There was a bunch of Wizards fans just going crazy about trading Bradley Beal. So I thought, you know what, kind of inspired me to do a trading Bradley Beal Wizards rebuild today. Now, I did do a Bradley Beal Cleveland Cavaliers rebuild the other day. So I thought, instead of trading Beal for Ben Simmons, which is the most obvious thing to do, we're going to go ahead and do the opposite side of this trade that we did the other day in the Bradley Beal Cavaliers rebuild. So if you've not seen that video, it's a pretty good one as well if you're interested in that. So basically, this is what the trade we did. And by the way, this trade actually came from Bleacher Report. I did change it a little bit because Bleacher Report's trade was awful. They only had a second and a first going to Washington for Beal, which is just ridiculous in my opinion. So looking at the trade, which this one may not be good enough either. I mean, Beal just kind of depends. I mean, I feel like Beal could cost maybe similar to, maybe not quite as similar to a James Harden package, but almost there. Maybe not quite, I would say. But basically, it's Kevin Love, Colin Sexton, Ricky Rubio, 2022 first, 2024 first, and a 2026 first for Davis Bertans. So we get out of Davis Bertans' contract and Bradley Beal, of course. So we get 3 first-round picks for Beal and a young player in Colin Sexton to show for it. Is that enough, Wizards fans? Let me know. I don't know if it is. I can see where you guys say it's not. I can see some Cavaliers fans saying, that's too much. So it just kind of depends who the fan is. But if we take a look at the roster now with Bradley Beal gone, of course, we have Colin Sexton here now. So I do want to make some more trades. Sexton and Rubio are obviously out for the season, so they will not be playing this season for us. I had to obviously turn their injuries off because you can't trade injured players in 2K, which literally makes no sense because injured players get traded all the time in real life, so I don't get that. I wish 2K would change that. But I do want to make some more trades here, obviously, so we are going to be doing that. We're going to be making more trades in order to find a way to free up or get some more assets. So a guy like Montrezl Harrell is only on a 1-year deal. I think it makes sense to probably trade him to a contender who's only costs $9 million. So I'm sure some contender could find a way to match that. Kyle Kuzma will probably be keeping. Dinwiddie will probably be trading him away as well, maybe in the offseason. And we'll continue to make some moves. And we'll continue to put this Wizards team on the right path in order to get them back where they belong. Additionally, today's video is sponsored by Prize Picks, which is a DFS player props app that's matching up to a $100 deposit when you use my code Crushables. Let me show you. Prize Picks is a DFS app where you're literally facing no one other than the numbers. You're just facing the projections. Let me show you some of my past entries. So on this one, I decided to do a power play where I decided to bet the over on Rudy Gobert and Harrison Barnes. The power play was able to 3 times my money, and Rudy Gobert and Harrison Barnes were both able to hit, which mounted me to $150. On this one, I did a flex play with LaMelo, Fred VanVleet, Joe Harrison, Gordon Hayward. Unfortunately, Joe Harris was only like 3 points off. If he literally hit one of his threes, I would have walked away with $100. So unfortunate, but that's just what happens. But I didn't walk away with nothing, as I was still able to win $32 after only betting 21. So I didn't walk away with nothing. So you can decide whether or not you want to do flex plays or power plays. Feel free to use my link in the description. Of course, you can always ask me on Twitter if you have any questions, and use my code Crushables when you sign up. For this first initial move, I'm going to be trading Montrezl Harrell over to the Dallas Mavericks for a 2026 first round pick, just to collect some assets, obviously, as we're going to be seeing Montrezl Harrell walk in the offseason for nothing. But instead, we get a 2026 first from the Dallas Mavericks, who are trying to compete for the playoffs. So season number 1 comes to an end. We didn't make the postseason, obviously. 12th seed in the East with trading away Bradley Beal. So I'm glad we didn't make it. I wanted to be in the lottery. I believe we have our first round pick. I hope we do, because that's kind of what the point of this was. But if you wanted to see the rotation for the season, I mean, it really did not matter. Obviously, we were just kind of throwing whatever was in there and just calling it good. So we'll probably be trading Kevin Love, Spencer Dinwiddie in the offseason, just making a lot of moves in the offseason still. So there's still quite a bit to do. But let's go ahead and see how the Bradley Beal Cavaliers do, as they get eliminated in the second round, unfortunately. But the Milwaukee Bucks go on to win it all. They swept the Boston Celtics and then beat the Jazz in 6 games. So the first very important step to this offseason is the draft lottery. So let's see where we're projected in this lottery. So we are projected the 9th pick. So hopefully we can find a way to shoot up the lottery and go higher than the 9th pick. Let's see. And we are pick number 9. Damn, okay. I thought we went up, but we did not. So we have pick number 9, and we also have pick number 24. So 2 first-round picks in this draft, still pretty solid. We could bring in a couple of young guys to help this rebuild. So head coach Wes Unseld, I know some people are saying for him to be fired, but I mean, I guess you could fire him, but I'm going to just go ahead and resign him just because he is still brand new. if I can find him anyway, just because I'm not sure why he's already a free agent anyway, because pretty sure he signed longer than a 1-year contract to be a head coach for the Wizards. So he has no badges though, which kind of sucks, but I am going to sign him anyway. So we're going to get our head coach back, and then let's get our guard guru and stuff like that to build up the staff a little bit. So we'll get our guard guru, and then we have a post defensive coach right here. Where did he go? There he is. We'll get Ray Simmons if we can get both of those guys, and just like that, we walk away with a post D and a guard guru. So now we need a big man coach. See, Rudolph Cox looks so full there, so we cannot do that. So let's go to the draft now. I almost went to rookie signing on accident, but draft night. So I do want to make some trades if possible. So Dinwiddie, Kyle Kuzma, Kevin Love. There's a lot of players here that I could potentially trade away. Gafford is safe. Hachimura is safe. Dwight Powell, I mean, he's fine or whatever. Probably just leave him for now. But let's start with potentially trading away Kevin Love, who's had a little bit of a resurgence for Cleveland. So I don't expect to get too much, but I'm sure, a team that's wanting to compete could take him on. Orlando, that doesn't make any sense. The Nets want to give me Joe Harris and Javon Carter. Nuggets, I mean, yeah, that would be interesting, but I'd be kind of dumb of them. If there's no realistic trade here to make, I might not make the trade. We got Wiggins. I mean, that's interesting, but we may not make the trade, to be honest. Kevin Love might be stuck with us. So we'll explore again later on, but we'll see. I don't really see a trade here that I like realistically for now. Dinwiddie also is another one. Milwaukee Bucks, if we trade our 24th pick, I'm good on that. Caruso, we could trade him Chicago, so Chicago gets another backup point guard instead of Caruso. Osman, we got Marcus Smart from Boston. If they get themselves a point guard, Luke Kennard and Winslow. I mean, the Clippers do need a point guard. If they had a first-round pick in this offer, I would maybe be more interested in this, but they do not. Anthony Melton and Kyle Anderson, Capella, Duncan Robinson in a first. So we could take Duncan Robinson's contract on and then grab a first-round pick for Dinwiddie. So that could make some sense. That actually could be a lot of fun. As a rebuilding team, taking on a bad contract wouldn't hurt us too much. The Lakers get a point guard in Dinwiddie, and we get Taylor Horton Tucker. I actually kind of like that trade the most so far. What else do we got? OG Anunoby. Yeah, I think the Lakers one. That way we don't have to take on a bad contract in Duncan Robinson, and we get a 2026 first. We get THT to be a nice acquisition to this team. So Dinwiddie's gone, and I think, like I said, I am going to still try to trade Kevin Love, but everyone else is fine. Let's go to draft night with our 9th pick and see what we can get. So at number 9, I mean, we're just going to draft whatever we can get, really. So looking at the draft summary, we got Jaden Ivey going number 1, Chet Holmgren, Paulo, Patrick Baldwin, Jaden Davis. Wait, is Jabari? Oh, my goodness. Jabari almost fell to us. That would have been huge, but he did not. So we have Jalen Duran, we have AJ Griffin, we have Kenny Chandler, Peyton Watson. Oh, my goodness. That's such an L. JD Davidson. We almost walked away. Ah, that sucks. Okay, so Colin Sexton is technically a shooting guard, I believe, right? If I'm not mistaken. So we could technically take, AJ Griffin here, who averaged 21 points per game, 39% from 3. We could take Kendall Brown. We could take a lot of options here. I'm looking at AJ Griffin, and I think I'm going to take AJ Griffin with this selection at number 10, or number 9, I should say. And let's go to our 24th pick, and let's see what else we can get. Matt Cleveland, Caleb Houston, Dyson Daniels, Bryce McGowens, Nikola Jovic, Jabari Walker, Alan Flanagan. I think I'm going to take Dyson Daniels with this 24th pick as well. So we're going to come out of the draft with this small forward and a point guard. So the small forward we drafted was a 75 overall. I was very, very tempted to draft. I didn't really want to draft a center. I was tempted to draft Kenny Chandler. I don't know how. He was a 74 overall, so I guess we did a little bit better. All right. We'll take it. AJ Griffin, welcome to the Wizards. We got Dyson Daniels as well. So 2 first-round picks come away. KCP, we're going to decline. It doesn't make sense to accept that contract. And qualifying offers Cassius Winston, Sexton, and Aaron Holiday. Will offer all of our extensions to them. And then free agency time. Looking at free agency, got Thomas Bryant, who I don't think I'll be bringing back. Colin Sexton, of course, I am going to be bringing back. Coming off an injury, so it'll be interesting to see what his contract is going to look like in the offseason. I'm personally going to re-sign him just because I know he can get pretty good in 2K. He would be a huge help to us as we try to rebuild. So Dyson Daniels, no shooting guard right now. We have Denny Avdia, Taylor Horton Tucker, AJ Griffin, and Corey Kispert. So many damn wing players. We need to move a couple of these guys to the shooting guard, but we'll figure that out in a second. Rui Hachimura, Kyle Kuzma, Dwight Powell, and then Daniel Gafford and Kevin Love. So first and foremost, we need Colin Sexton 100%. So let's go ahead and bring Colin Sexton in. We'll wait, actually. We'll wait and see if he gets like a good offer. Don't really know what his contract would look like, technically, to be honest with you. I feel like the Wizards would want to structure it in a certain way to make sure Sexton is still a good player, because signing an injured player long-term is definitely risky. But, I mean, technically, I know in 2K, he's not going to hurt me too much. So we're going to go ahead and just sign him to a max deal. And I guess this isn't a max contract. I could have paid him a little bit more. But 5-year, 145 million. Hopefully he comes back from injury stronger than ever. If not, that was an hell of a signing for us. But in 2K, it shouldn't be. Real life, that remains to be seen. But as far as free agency, I don't see anything else we really want. So do I move Sexton back to shooting guard is the question I have. Yeah, he actually is an 80 overall. So we're going to move Sexton back to shooting, or point guard, I should say. So Sexton will be the point guard of this team. We'll have to get a little bit more better on the playmaking side of things, obviously. But we'll figure that out. And then small forward position. I want to move a couple of these guys to shooting guard if possible. THT is going to go down. AJ Griffin will go down. Denny Avdia will go down. Corey Kispert goes down. So they all four go down. That's really unfortunate. But we have to move a couple of them to shooting guard. So 6'4", 6'9", 6'6", 6'6". I think THT 100% is going to be moved to shooting guard. And then Corey Kispert 6'6", then 6'9", 6'6". Okay. I think I'm also going to move Corey Kispert to shooting guard. I don't love that, but I need a couple shooting guards to play. So THD, Corey Kispert, we'll have Denny Avdia, AJ Griffin, Kyle Kuzma, Rhea Chimura, Kevin Love, and Daniel Gafford. So is this team going to be very good? Probably not. One last thing I do want to check real quick. Is a Kevin Love trade still possible here? Let's check. So Lloyd Markin and Bertans. Want to make a trade that makes sense for both sides, of course. Russell Westbrook, the Lakers, were, if they were so desperate, we get a second round pick out of them, but I'm good on that. Jakob Poeltl from the Spurs, but I don't see why the Spurs want him. So yeah, there's really no good trade for Kevin Love. So we're just going to keep him for now. We're going to go ahead and go into this next season with a pretty interesting rotation, I would say. So looking at player regression, Kuzma's up to an 82, Sexton's an 82, Gafford's an 80, Kevin Love's an 80, Daniel Diaz a 79, and 78 from Rui Hachimura. So I do want to look at what the starting five is about to look like. And then I really want to see whose shot tendencies we can boost up to potentially burst out with Colin Sexton. I know Sexton is going to be good for us, but who else is going to be that other guy for us? I definitely want to check it out. So looking at our rotation, we're going to suck this season, but we have Taylor Horton-Tucker, Colin Sexton, Denny Avdia, Kyle Kuzma, Gafford, Kevin Love, Rui Hachimura, Dwight Powell, AJ Griffin, Aaron Holiday, Corey Kispert. I'm just personally going to run a 9-man rotation. I ran 12 players last year. I don't think it makes sense to do that again. So Sexton, THT, Denny Avdia, Kuzma, of course, Gafford, Kevin Love. All right, so AJ Griffin's the bottom of the rotation. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we can do here. So shot tendency wise, that's layup. Let's go to shot tendency. So Sexton's is a 95. Who else is going to take some shots in this team? I low-key want to see Denny Avdia succeed. So I'm going to boost him up quite a bit. So let's move Denny Avdia up to like to an 80 maybe. And then we could boost up THTs as well to like a 75. And then Gafford we could boost up. And then of course Kyle Kuzma is going to take some shots. So we'll probably leave it like that. So hopefully Denny Avdia can maybe burst out a little bit with Colin Sexton. So we'll see what happens. We're going to simulate season number 2. We're probably going to be very bad. But that was kind of the point. We're tanking, and hopefully the draft lottery treats us well. So Nikola Jokic wins MVP. Cade Cunningham wins Rookie of the Year. Kevin Love, 6th man on the Washington Wizards. So definitely had a little bit of a resurgence here as well. Defense player Isaac Xavier Tillman most improved. I'm Udoka Coach of the Year, Jacob Park Executive. So we sucked again, 14 seed, no surprise. But if we take a look at the player stats, kind of want to see how things went for the season. So 24 from Sexton, 15 from Kuzma, 14 from THD, and 13 from Denny Avdia. So a little bit more opportunity was here. Of course, Kevin Love being gone, a little bit more opportunity is going to open up. But we definitely like the Colin Sexton averaging 24, Kyle Kuzma, THT 14, and 13 from Denny Avdia. So that's all good and well. Let's go ahead and simulate the playoffs and see what this is about to look like. As we have the Sacramento Kings getting all the way to the Western Conference Finals, but the Celtics do go on to win it all over the Pelicans in 5 games. I believe we have our draft pick. If we do not, I'm going to be really upset, but we do. Oh, wait a minute. Hopefully it's protected. If it's not protected, I'm going to be upset. Okay. We're projected a top 4 pick, and we end up with pick number 6. Okay, so it was protected, which is great. So you have pick number 6 in this upcoming draft. It would have been great to stay in the top 4. Nuggets get number 1. Wow, okay. Jokic won MVP, and they get the number 1 overall pick. That's kind of crazy. But all right. We have pick number 6, and then I don't think we have another pick in this draft. Next year, we'll have 2 picks, but not this year we have. Okay, so staff signing, we're going to leave this all the same. I guess we should get a perimeter defensive coach, and we could call that good, so that's great. Let's go to draft night. So on draft night, with the 6th overall pick, I don't think there's really anybody else I want to particularly trade away. I think everyone I wanted gone is gone. So Sexton, Gafford, the only ones making money here. AJ Griffin, of course, we drafted Dyson Daniels, Isaiah Todd. So we're just going to jump in with the 6th overall pick. I got to make sure we don't have another. Yeah, we only have number 6. So let's see if we can get our number 6 in the draft. Hopefully we get something pretty good. So number 6, we have Shaden Sharp on the board, Amari Bailey, Keontae George. So I think Amari Bailey makes a lot of sense here. Derek Whitehead, Nick Smith Jr. So far we have Victor going number 1 to the Nuggets. So another center over there. Okay. Monty Bates went number 5 to the Blazers. So I think I am going to take Amari Bailey and call it good. Coming out of the draft with a 77 overall shooting guard, which is great. Just add more talent to the backcourt. Let's go. Kyle Kuzma declined. Denny Avdia accepted, and Taylor Horton-Tucker declined. So I don't think I'm going to bring back Kyle Kuzma, to be honest with you. Corey Kispert, and then we'll have, of course, Denny Avdia coming back, Rui Hachimura, Winston, and Joel. So Hachimura is also, you know, maybe another guy I wouldn't mind having back. But for free agency, Nikola Jokic is here. We're going to sign up. Just kidding. Kevin Love, Hachimura, THT. All right, so we just drafted Amari Bailey, so I find it very interesting. So we have Colin Sexton, Dyson Daniels, as we know. Drafted Amari Bailey, Corey Kispert. We have Denny Avdia, AJ Griffin, no power forward, and then Daniel Gafford, of course. And we maybe could use another center, but we don't really have a power forward right now. So I think it does make sense to bring back Rui Hachimura, of course. So definitely want him back. As far as THT is concerned, I definitely kind of want him to be part of the core as well. Not going to lie to you. So I am going to bring back THT. And I think I'm going to bring back Hachimura. So I'm going to sign THT to a deal. And I think I'm going to wait for Rui Hachimura to get like an extension offer to him. Or not extension, but a contract offer to him. Or he come back on his restricted offer. Because I'm content with just rolling with what we got for now. I'm not going to make any more crazy moves. So if you get... also, one thing I do want to look at is the center position. So it could go for a PJ Washington. Actually, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Thomas Bryant, Mitchell Robinson, Mo Bamba, if we wanted to take a chance on him. But you know what? I'm just going to roll with what we got. We're going to get Hachimura back, I believe, in free agency or play progression. Sexton's 83, 82, 81, 79, 79, 77. So, I mean, is this team going to make the playoffs? Probably not, but at least we are progressing as we keep it going. We were super, super close to being a play-in team, 11th seed in the East. We were literally the 10th seed. And then the last game of the season, we lost the 10th seed. So really close, really close to being a play-in team. So, I mean, I think this next season, at the very least, I want to make the playoffs before we end this video. THT won 6th man of the year as well. But again, not in the playoffs, unfortunately. So looking at the player stats, we had 24 from Sexton, 16 from Denny Avdia. So it's great to see him. Taylor Horton-Tucker, 14, 13, 11, and 10. So let's go ahead and celebrate the playoffs, of course, as we're not in it. But next year, we definitely should be in it. Player progression should treat us quite well. I believe we're not going to have our draft pick this offseason. Unfortunately, it's going to go to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. So hopefully our pick doesn't... It's only the 8th pick, so I'm not too upset about it, I guess. Blazers get number 1. Do we have the Cavaliers pick? That is pick number 29, though. So we'll have to figure out what we want to do with that. Then staff signing, we have... I guess we got to get a couple of guys here. So let's go to Wing Whisperer and fill this out real quick. So we get Byron Weber. And then I do want a shot doctor as well before we all close this out. So Chris Paul. Is that actually Chris Paul? Let me look at this. That is actually Chris Paul. So we got Chris Paul to be our shot doctor. Definitely love that for us. Let's go to draft night now. So draft night, let's go ahead and take a look what we can do on draft night. As far as trades, I don't really see anything I want to trade away. So let's just see if we can get at number 29. Honestly, I'm looking for a center potentially, but don't know if there's going to be a center this far down the draft that's going to help me. Let's see if there's one. We have Gene Serve. I don't know. I'm just going to draft him because we need a big man. So if anything, it's just going to be a body. So we'll go ahead and draft him. He's only a 72 overall, though. So probably wasn't the best option, but it's all good. Player options, AJ Griffin. We're going to accept Corey Kispert. No reason to let him go. And then free agency, Denny Avdia has been actually pretty solid. So we'll probably have to give him a little bit of a contract, of course. But free agency after that, we have Denny Avdia, Rui Hachimura, who are both free agents. So we have Sexton, Dyson Daniels, which is great. Amari Bailey, Corey Kispert, THT, AJ Griffin. And then we still need a center, I honestly think. I like Gafford, but I would like a big man who's a little bit taller. But I'm not really sure if we could afford that. So looking at free agency, we have Isaiah Stewart, who is undersized, Mo Bamba, and then Xavier Tillman. So maybe we just roll with the undersized center. I don't really see the best. I mean, we got Jackson Hayes and Yuka Nkongwu, which is great, but they're both going to be pretty expensive. So, I mean, I guess we're just going to roll with what we still have. We could sign Moses Brown. I mean, you could just sign a center who's a little bit bigger. Zubac, maybe, could be an option. Claxton would be a decent option as well. So, any of these guys would be great. I'm going to go ahead and offer Claxton a contract just to be a center who is a little bit bigger sized. And then Denny Avdia, we'll wait for him. I'm not going to read now. Oh, we can? Oh, hold the phone. Okay. So what if I renounced everyone else? Honestly, I would keep Denny Avdia and sign Claxton just to get rid of Hachimura. So I will do that. I want Denny Avdia back. So just like that, we're going to go and offer Denny Avdia's contract. $21 million. Will he ever get that kind of contract in real life is the question. I mean, that should be an interesting thing to watch. But power forward situation is going to be a little bit interesting. But what we can do is we'll have Sexton, Dyson Daniels, we have THT, Amari Bailey, Corey Kispert. What we could do technically is we could play Denny Avdia technically at the power forward if we wanted to do something like that. Even Isaiah Todd, if we moved him over, maybe would jump up. Let's see if that's the case. He stays the same, so we'll probably jump him over to power forward, and then I'll probably low-key move Denny Avdia to power forward as well, just because at 6'9", he could probably play it just a little bit. So we'll have that, and that might even squeeze AJ Griffin in the starting 5, which we drafted. So kind of like that idea. Claxton, Gafford, Avdia, Isaiah Todd. We have Griffin, THT, Amari Bailey, Corey Kispert. And then one thing we could do with Corey Kispert, of course, is slide him back to small forward. And that looks good. So now I like what we have. This young team, I think borderline at the low floor is a play-in team. That's why I think hopefully that is the case. So play-in team is our hopes this season. Hopefully player progression is good enough for that. So Sexton doesn't go up at all, which is a little unfortunate. Amari Bailey's up to an 81. But like I said, hopefully this team can at least make a play-in team before we call this video all said and done. At the end of the season, Joel Embiid wins MVP. Cody Kelly, Rookie of the Year. Damian Lillard's your 6th man on the Blazers. Okay, that's interesting. Jared Jackson, Defensive Player. Dang's Most Improved. And Mike Wilkes is your Coach of the Year. So we actually ended up being the 4th seed in the East. So we avoid the play-in and just straight up make the playoffs. So this is a W. 27 from Sexton, 17 from THT, 17 from Amari Bailey, 16 from Denny Avdia, and then 13 from Gafford, 12 from AJ Griffin, and 7 from Claxton. So honestly, I'm pretty happy with how this went. We got the Wizards back in the playoffs, which is what I wanted to achieve before this video was over. So can we win a playoff series, though, is the question. So let's go ahead and see if we can beat the Charlotte Hornets. Simulate current round, and we are going to beat them in 7. Okay, I thought all hope was lost, but we were able to come back and beat them. So now we get to play the Pistons. Kate Cunningham, Jonathan Davis, Sadiq Bey, Grant, Nurkic, Middleton, Hamdi Diallo, Trey Lyles, Luka, Garza. So this is the 1st seed. So I mean, if we beat them, that'd be cool. We beat them 150 to 118, even when the THC had 30, Sexton had 32. That's a good start. Even series. They're up 2-1. They're up 3-1, and that's where, yeah, we lose. Damn. Okay, that sucks. But hey, I think we were able to put the Wizards in the right direction at the very least. And then we had Kate Cunningham versus Jalen Green in the playoffs, in the finals, I should say. So thank you guys for watching. Leave it a like if you did enjoy. What do you guys think the Wizards should do with their team? I think a Bradley Beal trade is coming up very, very soon, but we'll see. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.